Hello guys, welcome to this previous year question series. Okay, so give me a minute guys. Okay, so welcome to this previous year question series. So in the last class we have covered 15 questions we started with Parliament. In the Parliament actually what happened is, in the last previous 10 years they have given 25 questions. How many questions? 25 questions, and in the last class we have covered 15, and this is part 2. So in this part 2 we're going to cover the remaining 10 questions. Okay, so let me start with the session for today. So this is our first question: which of the following is our exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha? So they have given some statements. So out of these statements we have to pick the statements which will give exclusive power for Lok Sabha only, not for Raj Sabha. Okay, so see, so first statement is to ratify the declaration of emergency. So emergency, what happens is, president, okay, whenever council of ministers, okay, they'll sign on a letter, and each and every cabinet minister, sorry, when I say council of ministers, replace this word with cabinet ministers, okay, and PM, they will sign on a letter and they'll send to president. See, president, you have to proclaim emergency. So president will check the paper and he'll check for the signature of each and every cabinet minister. If anything is missing, then this is his discretionary power. He can reject this one and he can ask the prime minister, see, so on, so Nirmala Sitharaman's signature is missing, so please go back and get the signature of Nirmala Sitharaman. He can ask something like this. Okay, so once every cabinet minister, they have signed, the resolution will reach to the president. So here president will proclaim the emergency. So who will proclaim the emergency means president will proclaim the emergency. Okay, then what happens is, within 1 month from the day of the proclamation, within 1 month, this resolution has to pass by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then only it will continue. If not the case, after 1 month automatically it will end. So here who has to sign? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, both has the same power. So this is not your answer. So here both has equal powers. Nobody has exclusive powers. So you have to eliminate the options which all having one. And we are left with two more options. The second one is to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. See, no confidence motion, confidence motion, these motions are only introduced in the Lok Sabha. So this is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. So this is correct. Now remove all the options which doesn't has option 2, statement 2. So now we are left with only one option, which is your answer. But still we'll see the third statement as well: to impeach the president of India. See, president of India, simply first the resolution will be introduced in one house. Okay, so next the resolution will move to another house. Here it will behave as a court. Once both the resolutions are passed, then the president is deemed to be removed, which means impeachment process also, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they have equal powers. So this is also not your statement. So your statement is only 2. So this is all about question number 16. Now we'll see question number 17. With reference to the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. So about deputy speaker, he is asking, first statement is, as per the rules of the procedure and conduct of the business of Lok Sabha, the election of, see, first thing is he is asking for the correct statement. Now read the statements. As per the rules of the procedure and conduct of the business in Lok Sabha, the election of deputy speaker shall be held on such date as the speaker may fix. Actually what happens is, president will fix the date of elections of speaker. On this day, the speaker will be elected. Once speaker will be elected, now this is the discretion of the speaker to conduct the elections of deputy speaker. So these are there in the rules of the Lok Sabha. So actually this statement is correct. So first president will fix the date of speaker, and then speaker will fix the date of deputy speaker. Okay. Now there is a mandatory provision that the election of a candidate as deputy speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or the ruling party. Example, either he has to be from the principal opposition party, which means Congress, or from the BJP, ruling party. Okay, but the thing here is actually there is no such rule. Out of convention, we are following these theories actually. So the convention is something like, if obviously speaker is from ruling party, so deputy speaker, out of convention, we are appointing him as him from the opposition party, but there is no rule as such. So this statement is wrong. So option 1 is correct. So remove all the statements which doesn't have option 1, and option 2 is wrong. So remove all the statements which has option 2. So your answer is A, but still we'll see the remaining 2 statements as well. See, the deputy speaker has the same power as the speaker when presiding the sitting of the house, and appeal lies against the ruling. Yes, see, the power lies in the chair, not with the person. So whosoever is presiding the house, they'll get the same privileges as the speaker is getting. Okay, so this statement is also correct. Now, the well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of deputy speaker is that motion is moved by the speaker and duly seconded by the prime minister. See, actually, this is, I mean, kuch bhi likh diya hai, like whatever he written whatsoever. Okay, see, the thing here is speaker will conduct the election. Okay, speaker will conduct the election. Through election only will appoint him. Appointment by the prime minister, they won't involve at all. Only election will be happening. Out of election will appoint him. So here option 1 is correct and option 3 is correct, and your answer is 1 and 3. See, here sometimes what happens is, if you'll use this option elimination method, see, once you know these 2 statements, you got the answer. Okay, so always use the option elimination method only. Okay, next. Question number 18. Consider the following statements. A bill amended the constitution require a prior recommendation of the president. No, not actually. Constitutional amendment bill directly introduced in any of the house. Later it will, like, special majority is required. Later it will move to another house. Later it will move to president. And whenever it is reaching the president has only one option, that he has to give his assent. He cannot reject the bill. He cannot send back for the reconsideration. So this statement is wrong. No prior recommendation is needed. Actually, for money bill it is needed, and to form a new state, actually prior recommendation is needed. When a constitutional amendment bill is presented, so option 1 is wrong, right? So what's the way? Like he's asking for correct statement. So remove all the options which are having option 1. So you are left with option B. This is the power of option verification method. Okay, so you got to know only one statement. You have went through only one statement, still you got the answer. So this is the power of this option verification method. See, second one, when a constitutional amendment bill is presented to the president, it is obligatory for the president to give his assent. I have already told you, under article 111, president has 3 powers. Whenever a bill is coming to him, okay, he can give his assent, he can withhold his assent, which means he can reject, or he can return for the reconsideration. Return for the reconsideration. This is for ordinary bills. But for a constitutional amendment bill, he has only one option, that he has to give his assent. So this is correct. A constitutional amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha by a special majority. I have already told you there is no provision for joint sitting, and I have already told you in the last class, whenever you are using article 108, whenever president is calling for the joint sitting can be called only for the ordinary bills, not for the money bill and not for the constitutional amendment bill. So this option is also correct. So your answer is 2 and 3. So see, by the option verification method, initially only you got the answer. Okay, now with reference to the 19th question, guys, with reference to the finance bill and the money bill in the Indian Parliament, consider the following statement. See, let me tell you something. Finance bill means money bill will come, and financial bill of type 1 and type 2 will also come. Okay, so when I say finance bill, money bill, it will comes under article 110. Financial bill. See, financial bill, not finance bill, financial bill. So this of type 1 will be from Article 117 clause 1. And there is one more financial bill of type 2, which is Article 117 clause 3. Clause 3. What's the basic difference? We'll see. But here, whenever in your examination, if you are getting finance bill and money bill, if you are getting both the terms, take this finance bill as financial bill. What kind of bill it is? Financial bill. Then only you'll get your answer. Okay. Now let me tell you something about these bills. Money bill. See, prior recommendation of president is needed. Prior recommendation of president is needed. Whenever you are introducing the bill, first get the permission from the president. Then only you can introduce the bill in the house. Second thing, it can introduce only in the Lok Sabha. You cannot introduce this in the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha, it cannot vote. Yes, it can. I mean, it cannot vote means, I mean, it cannot reject the bill. Okay. So Rajya Sabha has limited powers. Is maximum it can hold the bill for 14 days. It has to give his approval. It has to pass the bill. If it is not taking any action, maximum it has 14 days. So this is all about Article 110. Now, financial bill of type 2 means, see, all the provisions of the, like any of the provisions of Article 110 will be there. Okay. Along with that, some policy will be there. So Article 110 in the last video I have explained you in detail, so I'm not explaining again. So again, policy will be there. Policy will be there. So whenever policy is there, then it won't be considered as money bill. Okay, this will be considered as finance bill. So here also prior recommendation is needed. Lok Sabha you have to introduce. Rajya Sabha also has equal powers, which means Rajya Sabha can reject the bill as well. And here this is related to money, but it doesn't has even a single provision from Article 110. Okay, so here prior recommendation of president is needed. Prior recommendation of president is needed. It can introduce in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and both has equal powers here. Okay, now with this knowledge, solve the question. When the Lok Sabha transmits finance bill to the Rajya Sabha, it can amend or reject the bill. I have already told you. Rajya Sabha also has having equal powers. It can amend or reject the bill. So this is correct. This is correct. When the Lok Sabha transmits money bill to the Rajya Sabha, it cannot amend or reject the bill. It can only make recommendations, and these recommendations are not binding on the Lok Sabha to follow. Yes. So whenever here Lok Sabha is sending the bill to Rajya Sabha, it cannot reject or amend. It has to pass the bill. If it is not taking the action, after 14 days, it is deemed to be passed. So this is also correct. When the Lok Sabha transmits money bill to the Rajya Sabha, it cannot amend or reject the bill. It can only make the recommendations. Yes, true. And third one, in case of disagreement between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there is no joint sitting for the money bill, but a joint sitting becomes necessary for the finance bill. Yes, in a case of disagreement between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there is no joint sitting for the money bill. I have already told you joint sitting is only for ordinary bill, not for money bill and constitutional amendment bill. Till here, the statement is correct. But a joint sitting becomes necessary for the finance bill. This is wrong, guys. This is wrong. This is not necessary for the finance bill. For ordinary bill, they can do it. But for the finance bill, it is not necessary. And whenever he is writing it as necessary, then for sure it is wrong. Okay. So this statement is wrong. So how many statements? 1, 2 statements are correct. So only 2 is your answer. Okay. Next. This is important, guys. So here you need to get a concept here. So let me explain the concept first. Later I'll solve the question. Okay. First, let me explain. Keep a heading as ethics committee. These are all parliamentary committees, guys. Ethics committee. So ethics committee means it will ensure that the MPs are following the ethics and morals. Generally, he's an MP, guys. He has so much of power with him. There are high chances that he can misutilize the powers. he'll get some sensitive information in the parliament, there are high chances that he can sell the information and he can get the money. So to ensure these candidates doesn't do all these kind of things, this ethics committee is there, guys. This ethics committee is formed actually. This ethics committee will ensure the MPs to follow ethics and morals. Ethics and morals. So what happened is initially Rajya Sabha first established an ethics committee in the Rajya Sabha in 1997. Okay, so this is permanent committee. Initially permanent standing committee. It was established Rajya Sabha only in 1997. Later Lok Sabha felt like, okay fine, we'll also try. So Lok Sabha initially it came up with, in 1998 it came up with ad hoc committee, which means for a purpose. There are cases on some MPs, so they came up with a ad hoc committee. They felt like, okay, the cases will close soon. Later what happens is we'll repeal this committee. But the thing here is they are MPs. So many cases will come on them. So Lok Sabha realized the importance of this committee, and they have made this committee in 2000. They have made this committee a permanent committee, which means a standing committee, standing parliamentary committee. Okay, so here what happens is complaints will be given. Who will give the complaints? Common people like you and me, organizations, and the fellow MPs, which means your colleagues. They can also give the complaints. But the thing here is, it will not handle the sub judice cases, which means the cases which are already in the courts, it will not, these committees will not handle those kind of things. Because I mean, see, parliament will not interfere in the judiciary process, and judiciary will not interfere in the parliament process. Okay, that in my classes I have explained you. So here they won't take the sub judice cases. Now with this knowledge, solve the question. See, initially it was a ad hoc committee. See, here he is talking about which of the following statement about the ethics committee in Lok Sabha are correct. Not about Rajya Sabha, okay? About the Lok Sabha. Initially, in 1998, it was formed as an ad hoc committee in Lok Sabha. So this statement is correct. So remove all the statements which doesn't has option 1. Now only a member of Lok Sabha can make complaint related to unethical conduct of a member of the Lok Sabha. I have already told you a member of Lok Sabha, common people, and the organizations can complain. So this option is correct. So remove all the options which contains option 2. So you got the answer, but still we'll see the third statement as well. This committee cannot take up any matter which is sub judice, which means the cases which are already in the court, if this committee it cannot take up. Yes, your answer is 1 and 3. So this is the explanation for this. Next, 21. Which of the following statements are correct in respect of the money bill? Money bill again, guys. So money bill article 110, 109. Okay. So 109 mentions the special procedure in the process of money bill. I have already told you article 110 defines the money bill. Article 109 gives the procedure, special procedure of the money bill. Okay. So this is correct. So remove all the options which doesn't has option 1. See, always follow option verification method. A money bill shall not be introduced in the Council of States. I already told you, money bill we can introduce with the prior recommendation of president only in the Lok Sabha, not in any other house. So this is also correct. So remove all the options which doesn't has option 2. Rajya Sabha can either approve the money bill or suggest changes but cannot reject it. Yes, obviously I have told you this for so many times. So it can approve, it cannot reject, it can suggest some recommendations, but these recommendations are not binding on the Lok Sabha. So this is also correct. Amendment to the money bill suggested by the Rajya Sabha have to be accepted, which means he here in the fourth statement is saying that has to be accepted, which means they have to accept the changes, which means they have to. Lok Sabha, it is binding. No, it is not binding on the Lok Sabha. So your answer is 1, 2, 3. So your answer is option C. See, when I got the third statement, obviously this option will be eliminated and your answer will be option C. Next, with reference to the union budget, consider the following statements. So about union budget, guys, article 112, annual financial statement. So now we'll see this. Okay, so this is all about article 112, annual financial statement. Annual, see, articles you need to remember, guys. Annual financial statement. So the union finance minister on behalf of the prime minister lays the annual financial statement before the houses of the parliament. See, I have told you for so many times, the union finance minister will introduce on the behalf of president of India, not on the behalf of prime minister. So this is wrong. So which of the following statements are correct? So both 1 and 2 gone. We have 2 more options left. Now the second one is, at the union level, no demand for grants can be made except on the recommendations of the President of India. Obviously, for demand for grants, it is a kind of money bill only. Prior recommendation of President is needed. So second one is correct. So your answer is 2 only. Neither and nor gone. Okay. Next, 23, with reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. A bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its dissolution. In the last class, I have explained you in detail. Whatsoever, if it is getting in touch with the Lok Sabha, obviously it will dissolve. If a bill is getting in touch with the president, it will survive. So here, see, a bill pending in Lok Sabha, if the Lok Sabha dissolves, the bill will lapse. I have already told you in the last class, so this is correct. So remove all the options which doesn't have option 1. A bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Yes, Lok Sabha in touch with Lok Sabha and then it has went to Rajya Sabha. Meanwhile, Lok Sabha dissolves, so the bill will also lapse. See, if you are not getting this question, please watch the previous video first, then you'll get to know. So second one is also correct. So remove all the statements which doesn't has your option statement 2. Still, we'll see the third statement. A bill in regard to which the President of India notified his or her intention to summon the houses for joint sitting. See, I have already told you. See, Lok Sabha, it has passed the bill. It has went to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha rejected. So now the president has called for the joint sitting. Whenever a bill is touching president, then obviously the bill will survive. But here he is saying it will lapse. So this option is wrong. So your answer is 1 and 2, which means option B. 2 more questions left, guys. With reference to the speaker of the Lok Sabha, see, he is talking about the speaker. Fine. Consider the following statements. While any resolution for the removal of the speaker of the Lok Sabha is under consideration, see, if a resolution for the speaker is under consideration, he cannot preside, which means he cannot sit on that chair. But when the discussion is going on, he can participate in the discussion and he can vote on the discussion. These 2 things he can do. While voting here, if the resolution is passed by effective majority, then he will be removed. So this is all about the removal process of the speaker. So now with this knowledge, we'll solve this question. While any resolution for the removal of the speaker of the Lok Sabha is under consideration, he or she shall not preside. Obviously, 1 is correct. So remove all the options which doesn't has 1. He or she shall not have the right to speak. He has the right to speak, guys. I have already told you he can discuss. He has right to speak. So remove all the options which has option 2 and your answer is option 1, but still we'll see the third one as well. He or she shall not be entitled to vote. Actually, they can vote. I have already told you. So this is also wrong. So your answer is only 1. And your option is yeah. Okay, and the final question for the day. With reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statement. Okay, so we'll see. Prorogation of House by the President of India does not require the advice of the Council of Ministers. Actually, he has to act on the advice of the Council of Ministers, which is mentioned in the Article 74. If he has to summon the session, he has to summon the session by following the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Once the session is closed, he has to prorogue the session. He has to prorogue the session only on the advice of aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. So here, what he is saying is does not require. So your option 1, statement 1 is wrong. So remove all the statements which contains 1. because he is asking for the correct statement. So let's see the second one. Prorogation of the house is generally done after the house is adjourned sign day. There is no bar to the President of India prorogating the house which is in the session. See, actually this is correct. Always prorogation will be followed by adjournment sign day. Okay, so after how much time it is not specified, so it is correct. Okay, no worries, I'll explain you the process again. Dissolution of the Lok Sabha, so 2 is correct, so remove all the options which doesn't has 2, so your answer is C. But still we'll see the third one as well. Dissolution of the Lok Sabha is done by the President of India, who save in exceptional circumstances does so on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Yes, dissolution will be by following the advice of the Council of Ministers only. Okay, so now let me explain you something. See, first always President will summon the session. When the session will summon, okay, so this is the session. In between they need some break, guys. So by morning 11 they'll come. Okay, by evening 6 or 7 they'll go. Okay, so whenever they are going, here speaker will adjourn the session saying tomorrow we'll meet. Okay, so in the last day what speaker will do is adjournment sign day, which means we are ending the session for today and I don't know when the session is going to come back again, start again. Okay, so in the last he'll do the adjournment sign day. Once he'll do the adjournment sign day, President will prorogue the session. But these two things, by following the advice of Council of Ministers, he'll do. By following the advice of Council of Ministers, he will do. And about the third point, I have to explain something here as well. See, President dissolves Lok Sabha on the advice of Council of Ministers. See, if I have full confidence, okay, and before 6 months only I want to move to elections, then I can go to President and I can say, President, see, I want to dissolve the house and I want to go for the election. So he can do that. By following the aid and advice only, President will dissolve the session. Okay, Lok Sabha. And the second one is when 5 years is completed term, automatically the session will be dissolved, but this will be followed by formal aid and advice of Council of Ministers to President, and President will formally dissolve the house. But in one case, President has discretionary powers. When no party in the house is proving their majority, then President he can use the discretionary power and he can dissolve. Okay, so this is exceptional case, but generally President will follow the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. So these are 25 questions and I hope each and every question is clear for you guys. Okay, now what I'll do is all these 25 questions I'll send you as a PDF in the group. Okay, so please utilize these sessions and thanks a lot for joining.